What's up, guys? It's Chance Records here, and welcome back to another live stream. Today, I am back in my bedroom on this Wednesday evening. It's been a long day for me again today, but yep, things are good. Hello to Nath. Welcome back to my second channel. Music's on and other things as well. Yeah, tonight's live stream will just be an hour today. I was actually planning to make it a bit longer today, but I've changed my mind a little bit. Unfortunately, now. Yeah, I decided to change my mind a little bit now. Yeah. So I decided that tomorrow will be a little bit of a longer stream. So yeah, longer ones tomorrow instead. Just realised that I've got 3 more songs left in this playlist, and I need to switch over to a different one. Yeah, I can finally have a lay-in tomorrow. Get more sleep tonight. There you go. Well, I was actually promising myself to try and get a lot tonight, and I will definitely do that. Yeah, well, I've still got my bloody coat on. I've no idea. Maybe I should take it off. When I'm going to do that, it's evening. I should be off by now. Bloody bum's sweating again. So this is about at the end of the song. Finally not sending.
Girls, I know we're losing, but all those hours we put in training is for this game right now. Are we ready?
Let's get this moving. Oh, I need to get back into doing training as well. So I've got my football. I'll be starting again soon again as well. So I need to get back to doing that again. Still 2. Yep. Yeah, I'm hoping that when we do get more subscribers on here, hopefully we should get some more people joining. And that's on the third channel as well. We should get more on there as well. As I said, I will be sorting that out in the next 2 weeks. And I've actually decided that I'm going to do it on 2 days, by the way. So I'm not going to take, a few weeks off again. I'm just going to do it on the 2 days where I'm not working. So obviously that is Monday and Thursdays. Weekends I just chill out anyway, as always. So I've only got Monday and Thursday. That's another 2 days that I have. So I'm going to be doing it on them 2 days and working them out. So yeah, in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be doing that. Just see if my channel's growing in some success.
There's not a single day that passes without you on my mind. Not even 1 minute can end before you come around. I am for the days when I see your face, even before me. I am for the time to live in your arms. I wish that you were here to give me everything I want. But I know that life's unfair, and we can't always have it all. I wish that you were here. I wish that you were here. I wish that you were here. There's not a single day that passes, not even 1 minute can end. I am for the days when I see your face, even before me. I am for the time to live in your eyes. I wish that you were here to give me everything I want. But I know that life's not fair, and we can't always have it all. I wish that you were here.
Yeah, by the way, the music will be going off at 8 o'clock. So I'll be putting the football on the iPad. So yeah, that'll be going off. So I can't have music and that on at the same time. I'll have 2 different things on at the same time. Can't have two things on at the same time. This video is play icons while I sing music. Die, you possess my death, you'll shine light upon your. Oh, I know what that's from. I know what that's from. Right then, that's all the songs done. Right then, let's do another playlist. Let's do. No, don't want to do that one. Let's do this one. Yeah, let's do this one. Where is that from? I know already. Do this kick off in 2 minutes. Doing more with the first one. I've already got 2 points. So I'm doing more with that one. Actually, I'm gonna have a look if it's on already. The thing. Look. So that'll be on already, you know. Yeah, it says yeah.
You know, the responsibility is there, and at the moment we're not really.
Yeah, it's already on already. Yeah, it's already on already. So yeah, that's it of the music now. Music's finished. What I'm just gonna do very quickly is just go back to there. Yeah, there we go. Sorted.
That time.
There we go.
I mean, you said there was, but by asking that question,
Actually,
that's the point where the board, owners, and fans will lose patience with him.
Well, I think they have to make it work, really, because of the deflation in the market. You know, who's going to now spend the same sort of money on him? I mean, he's clearly a talent, but as I say, he's not shown anything in the first year and a half to suggest that he's really worth that money. And even if he went to a club, maybe with a
yeah, it's why Ram Menendez uploaded the video to YouTube. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. That's the one. That's the one.
He signed a 7-year contract. He'll have 5 years left on that at the end of this season. And I suppose from his point of view, Simeone's been at the club now. It will be 10 years at the end of this year. I mean, there are no signs at the moment that he's going to move on, but you'd have to say that 10 years is incredible by Spanish standards, and that, you know, maybe João Felix thinks at some point in the future he might have a different manager anyway. So I think they have to try and make it work, and that's certainly the plan at the moment.
Diego Simeone, Don has been implying that talent isn't enough for João Felix to succeed. So sounds a bit like how Jose Mourinho has treated the odd player every now and then.
Yeah, listen, I think João Felix is one of the most exciting young players across Europe. I've been following his career for quite a while. I always thought it was an odd fit. Thomas Lemar proved that when he left Monaco to go to Atletico Madrid, he was supposed to change or try and change the culture of the football club, trying to get away from defensive football and trying to have Atletico playing more attacking. He then couldn't get the side for long periods. He's now back in the side, but not tonight. But he's another one where I just watch João Felix, and I really feel for him. There's no way on this earth he can do another 5 years with Simeone. He just absolutely can't. It just doesn't fit. And when I watch the kid play, he's got unbelievable talent. He's better than Antoine Griezmann, in my opinion. He's not shown it the first 18 months, but you can see it in him. You can see the tricks that he's got. You can see the pace that he's got. You can see the vision that he's got. You can see with a different manager how good he could be. But he's doing it with Simeone 60 yards away from his goal. And Simeone's asking him to track back and play left wing back or left-hand side and fill in as a 6, as in the back 6 and this, that, and the other. And I watch him, and he's got to do 4 or 5 bits of magic just to get himself anywhere near the opposition 18-yard box. It's nigh on impossible.
Pete?
Well, that's a good example at Lamar, and as Don says, it was exactly that scenario last season. He came into the club, he'll be responsible for changing the style, be one of the players that changed the way we played. It didn't happen at all. Having said that, he's been much better this season. Although he doesn't start tonight, he has been very important in the fact that they've gone a long way clear at the top. They've been ranked a little bit now, but they're still favourites to win the league. So, you know, he's another example of it can work, you know, but it is a marriage, and both sides have to give a little. And you just feel sometimes that Simeone's not prepared to give because he's king of the castle at Atletico Madrid. And João Felix also feels that, you know, the money that's been...
Yeah, so I'm probably not going to be talking as much now in the stream. Well, obviously, no will be answering me stuff in the chat, but yeah, from me there'll be not much talking from me. It's what I normally don't do when I'm doing streams like this. Not really a lot to say, really, is there? Because obviously, and it's just other things, isn't it?
Caroline Weir has just put Manchester City ahead of Bristol City in the Women's Super League. So they, in fact,
and then obviously in these live streams, you're supposed to talk a lot. But if you're doing a live stream like this, when it's not on a game or anything, you know. So yeah, when the gaming ones do come, obviously I'll be talking a lot in that. So obviously, you know, it's the game play. Well, obviously, you know, when I'm playing the game, I'll be concentrating and talking to the chat at the same time. So yeah, I'll be doing that. Yeah, as I mentioned with them, I will be doing them soon when I've got all the setup sorted. And yeah, when all that's done, gaming live streams will be coming back.
Half-time in League One, goalless between Accrington Stanley and Sunderland, and goalless in League Two at half-time between Grimsby and Tranmere. Karen Carney, you were going to come in.
Yeah, I was just going to say for João Felix, I actually think, like, when you're 21, it's probably like, I'm thinking back to when I played, I burst on the scene as a 17-year-old, and at 21, then you're not seen as a young player anymore. And what you are, if that makes sense, you're still in that young, developing, learning age, but you're not now. You're unforgiven for making mistakes, and he's got a massive price tag on his shoulders. And you're right, he's not really playing from out. I kind of think you're not experienced enough to learn in terms of and use your knowledge, but you're not forgiven now. You're young enough because you've been around quite enough. So I always find that this age period is a really, really difficult for a player that's burst onto the scene so young. And like I said, there's a massive price tag on his shoulders, so he's probably under massive pressure. And a team that this season they've been at the top of the table, but they're being chased, and they're used to chasing. And I think that can be quite difficult for a player. I was just trying to think back to when I was 21. This was probably the hardest years of my career, that in between, because people were expecting so much from me, but I wasn't mature enough. And I was unforgiven for making those mistakes as I was still trying to learn, because you're still a young player at 21.
Wonder if your co-commentator can remember what he was doing at 21.
Still 21 at heart, of course.
Lee Bowyer's Birmingham raid off to a good start. Michelle Owen.
What a terrific start this is, chappers, for Lee Bowyer. Like you say, 4 minutes in, and
Yeah.
Birmingham take the
Losing that one.
win from the left. And Lucas
So the other way around. So 1-0 to Reading now, so 1-0 to Birmingham. Yeah, I got that wrong already.
And Hogan up front together. That's what Karanka was reluctant to do, but already it's paying off. Birmingham lead Reading 1-0.
Half-time whistle has gone at Wickham, and they trail Barnsley by a goal to nil because of that injury time penalty that the visitors scored. Pete Jensen is with us. I mean, Atletico have to, well, not go for it, but at some point they're going to have to take the match to Chelsea tonight, aren't they? Do they have the capabilities to do that? I mean, they average nearly 2 goals a game in La Liga at the moment.
Yeah, they do have the capabilities to do that if Simeone lets them. And I think the team selection tonight is an indication that they are going to go for it a lot more than they did in the first leg. They've been playing 3 centre-backs and 2 wing-backs for most of the season. And sometimes when the team sheet comes out, it's difficult to know if it's still that system or if it's 4-4-2 because they've got a potential defender and also can also play some full-back. But he's not there tonight, so it's most definitely 4-4-2. Back to the system that Simeone's played favoured in previous seasons. And in Marcus Llorente, they've got a tremendous talent. You know, it was a year ago, he scored those 2 goals against Liverpool at Anfield. A holding midfield player who was going nowhere fast at Real Madrid, couldn't get in the team because Casemiro was ahead of him.
Right then, I'm just going to go and get a drink, and then I'll be coming back. I'm actually going to mute this actually, because I don't want any of this being in the stream, so I'm gonna get this muted. Right, I'm gonna get a quick drink, and then I'll be right back.
Never totally safe as a coach.
I'm back. It's not Paul shit.
So I cannot lose my head about this. I feel very happy. I can just.
I do get cold. I'll have to put my dressing gown on. And my onesies got washed, I think, so can't wear that at the moment.
No, I think he's got a little bit of a free hit. Top 4 is the pressure. If he goes deep into this competition, I think he's done well. I don't see Chelsea winning this competition. What gives them hope is when you look at the goals conceded column since he's arrived at the football club. You know, Spurs have conceded 19, Arsenal 13, Liverpool 12, Chelsea only the 2. So they're always going to be in games. I'm envious of the guy. It's not because I think Atletico Madrid take this to extra time. And potentially, I think Atletico Madrid might go through, but I think we're in for a very, very tight chess match game. Don't see loads of goals, but as Pete said, this is going to suit Atletico Madrid, being the underdogs away from home, a goal behind, so they'll desperately want that away goal.
John and Karen looking at each other like they're going to have to rebook their transport for later if it's going to extra time.
We'd be delighted with that. Not a problem at all.
Not too far from home, doesn't bother me.
John knows as he's saying that.
In some ways, Karen, I know Tom Tuchel said there, interesting, that he's not going to lose his head. I wonder whether there's more pressure on him because of his Champions League record with Paris Saint-Germain than there is necessarily from Chelsea fans, who I think are probably a bit like Don in that weren't necessarily expecting them to go all the way and win this competition this season.
You're right. I think there's more pressure that he'll put on himself. And what I find really interesting is what Simeone said in the, I don't know if it was in his press conference, but I read it early, is that he thinks there isn't a weakness to this Chelsea side. The only weakness could be is that if they go a goal behind, or it doesn't start to go to plan, and then that's when I'm going to turn and have a look right down below and see how Thomas Tuchel's going, because he can be quite vocal on the sideline, to say the least. And I've had a lot of people notice that on the side, because you can hear everything that he can say, and he's not afraid to even dig out his own players. So it'll be interesting to see if they get under his skin, because it's gone perfectly well for him, as Tom said, in his Chelsea reign so far. But if they were to go a goal behind, or lose a player or anything like that, it'd be interesting to see how he reacts, because I think he puts more pressure on himself than what the club are, because they're kind of in another transition period again, Chelsea. So it'll be interesting.
Brighton have just taken the lead at Aston Villa in the Women's Super League. So that's all four sides who are away from home and now leading 1-0 in the Women's Super League. In the 7:45 kickoffs in the Championship, Birmingham a goal up on Reading, goalless between Blackburn and Bristol City and Sheffield Wednesday. And Huddersfield, Don, for the moment, thank you. I mean, if it goes to extra time, and I know you're jealous of them at the moment, but if it goes to extra time and you're sat in your front room with a cup of tea watching it, and they're still in falling temperatures, then you won't feel as bad that you're not there, will you?
But I've got to try and get the twins to bed, though.
Oh, right, well, yeah, okay.
There you go, see, so I'd rather be Johnny Karen tonight.
Good luck, Don.
Let's go to Stamford Bridge, and the teams are on their way out. Chelsea against Atletico Madrid. Chelsea having a 1-0 lead from the first leg, with Karen Carney and John Murray.
Well, it's a beautiful spring-like night, Karen, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's lovely and warm.
Well, I wouldn't say
I've got your hat on, I've got my hood up.
I wouldn't go as far as to say it's warm, but it's been a lovely afternoon. And here we are. We're about to watch the Champions League, last 16, second leg for a place in the quarterfinals. And I'm just seeing pictures now of the Atletico Madrid players making their way. And you'll know, Karen, knowing Stamford Bridge and the Chelsea setup very well, it's actually quite a long walk, isn't it, from where they are, behind the back of the Matthew Harding stand.
Yeah, it is. To be fair, I was here in a non-COVID world, so we literally just came out where the Chelsea players have come out.
But they're still there.
But yeah, you're right. The distance that they've got to come out at, it is quite fast. So they're out a little bit early. They've timed it really well. I'm really excited for this game. I think this is going to be a really, really interesting game. I can't wait to see how both teams line up, because we know tactically how good their both managers are. So I'm really looking forward to this one.
Well, here they come now. Atletico Madrid's players have now walked into the ground through the opening in the corner between the Matthew Harding stand and the East stand, which is where we're sitting. And they are being led to the halfway line by their captain, Koke, their long-serving captain. Meanwhile, Chelsea have slipped out of the conventional tunnel. And I see Thomas Tuchel way down there as well, just going around the various members of the coaching staff. And here we are, the Champions League theme echoing around the almost completely empty stands of Stamford Bridge. So this is the last night of matches in the quarterfinals, in the last 16 this season. So tonight we will find out if Chelsea can join Liverpool and Manchester City in the last 8. And Chelsea are well placed to make it through, having won in Bucharest in the first leg 3 weeks ago. Olivier Giroud's spectacular overhead kick. He's only a substitute tonight, but Thomas Tuchel has suggested before the game that he will be needed and that he will be one of the 5 players they can potentially bring on. He said, Karen, incidentally, Thomas Tuchel, that he feels that Atletico Madrid's defenders are possibly more comfortable against Giroud's physicality and perhaps less comfortable against Werner's pace.
Well, yeah, if you ask any defender, do they want to defend pace, they'll all say no. Because in football, you don't want to turn your defenders. As soon as a defender sees an attacker's number, they're really in trouble. And I think Giroud's brilliant. You can keep him in front, and he does cause problems because he links other people in, and physically he's brilliant. But you never ever want to defend against pace, because no one ever wants to run, John.
Yeah. Well, that's Karen Carney with us for the commentary tonight. 144 caps for England, Olympic footballer as well. And looking down as we are here from our position high in the East stand, the Chelsea players just crouching down, those at the front for the team photograph before the start of this match. And the captains, as I say, Koke and Cesar Azpilicueta, just greeting one another either side of the halfway line. The officials are from Italy. Daniele Orsato is the referee, refereed the Champions League final itself last season when Thomas Tuchel's side came up just short against Bayern Munich. And the Atletico Madrid players just going into a huddle over there. So 1-0 Chelsea lead from the first leg. The Chelsea team tonight, 5 changes from the weekend. We know that Mount and Jorginho are suspended for this game. Pulisic, Chilwell are back on the bench. Christensen's been unwell and is not involved. And incidentally, we hear he did not test positive. He tested negative when he had his COVID test, Christensen. So the Chelsea team tonight: Mendy, Azpilicueta, Zuma and Rudiger, James, Kante, Kovacic and Alonso, Ziyech, Havertz and Werner. The information is that Werner will play through the middle and Havertz out towards the left-hand side. And Atletico Madrid with Oblak in goal, fine goalkeeper. The England fullback Trippier at right back. He missed the first leg through suspension. Jimenez, Savic and Lodi are the other members of the back four. Marcus Llorente, who I saw score a couple of goals last year when Atletico Madrid won at Anfield and knocked Liverpool out when they were defending champions. So Llorente starts, Koke, Niguez, Carrasco, then Suarez and Felix up front. Daniele Osato blows the whistle, and the second leg of this Champions League round of 16 tie begins with Atletico Madrid in the red and white striped shirts, their first choice colours, of course, red shorts and red socks. Immediately fire the ball down the right-hand side, and it's out for a throw into Chelsea in their own left-back position. Chelsea in the blue shirts, blue shorts and white socks, of course, here at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea attempting to reach the quarterfinals of this competition for the first time for 7 years, which you might be surprised to hear. They've not been there since 2014 it was. They last reached the quarterfinals, when actually they ended up going out to Atletico Madrid in the semi-finals that season. Ball's out of play for a throw into Chelsea on the far side in front of the West Stand, with all of the canvases over the seats there. Pride of London, with images of all of the trophies that Chelsea have won over the years. Atletico Madrid coming through the middle. Here's Trippier now, an early high ball towards the edge of the box. Bounces down Llorente on the edge of the area, closed down by Rudiger. Then a little touch by Saul Niguez. Then the cross from Lodi from the left-hand side, bounces down. Took a deflection, actually.
Wait.
The path of James, who was able to clear it away downfield. And already we're seeing that pace of Werner at the other end, who's quickly across the field and going around Savic and keeping the ball in, and then still going. Eventually the cover comes in.
That's not from Cold War, is it? I hope it isn't. No, it can't be. No, it can't be. No, it's something else, isn't it? Yeah, it's got to be something else.
They've got to go for it.
Good. Because I told you, yeah. No lie. Okay? Don't tell me any of that. Okay? Because when I get there, then you can. I'll be playing. I restarted campaign yesterday, as I told you earlier on today, and I'll be continuing it more tonight as well.
Absolutely, Atletico Madrid going for it.
The life spreads wildlife, the fire builds everything in its path. Where the enemies believe they are done. So of course, sure, it only takes as well. Or the single man. I don't actually really know where that's from. Do I actually know it? Do I know it? I don't really know. I should know.
No, absolutely. We were speaking about it in the pre-game of this. João Felix is trying to play as close to Suarez as possible, and that's the creative side of Atletico, that they can get these goals. I mean, look straight away, it's a throw-in. They're at Chelsea, they're looking really sharp, Madrid.
Suarez playing the ball out towards the far side, then it's flicked infield again. I think he was going for goal there. He received it, came back to him, returned back to him on the edge of the area, flipped it goalwards.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Actually, I've been watching a bit of Atletico Madrid. I think they've got a set piece. Someone who works on throw-ins and
yeah.
Good in and out of possession on the throw-in. It's like a proper corner, a set play for them, and that came from that moment, the throw-in.
Chelsea 0, Atletico Madrid 0, as the Spaniards go back into their own half. And Chelsea, of course, still unbeaten under the management of Thomas Tuchel. Of his 12 matches, they've won 8, drawn 4, but also massively impressively conceded just 2 goals with 10 clean sheets. Not conceded a goal in the last 5 matches. But here, is Ziyech. Ball to the right-hand side. The cross comes in from James, blocked at the near post, and James allows him to roll out of play over there near the corner flag for a throw to Chelsea. 4 or 5 yards back from it. Just down the stand, there's a little television gantry over there that is being built, scaffolding on the seats. And James just waiting for options here. Too many, obviously, for him. But he have to come all the way across and then give it back to James, who's crossing the near post, is easily cleared away by Jimenez. Put his left foot to it, put it through, put it out of play for another throw over there near the corner flag. Played back out towards the right-hand side by Ziyech to James, who then wins a corner.
I like both COD villains. That's good. Yeah, it's good that you like both.
I don't think Reece James will be in a particular rush on throw-ins, on set plays. Just feel the rhythm for the first 5 or 10 minutes because Atletico have come at them quite aggressive.
James waiting to take this, 1 foot in front of the other. Chelsea with 3 players around the penalty spot. Zuma's there on the edge of the box as well. Delivery from James was aiming for Zuma, but it was easily headed away by Carrasco. And then Chelsea played up towards the edge of the box. Again, Aspilicueta. Then Hammett shows too much of the ball. And Benacore able to clear it away downfield. He's playing at left back in this one instead of also the 3 big players that Thomas Tuchel was talking about who missed the first leg. Obviously, Kieran Trippier at right back, expecting him to be in the England squad again tomorrow. But also Jimenez, who was injured, and Carrasco, who I've just referred to. And they're all back in the side for this second leg. Chelsea with the ball inside their own half. No Jorginho in there, so it's got to be Kante and Kovacic today. Aspilicueta is over the halfway line. Now he's 10 yards into Atletico territory. James back to Kante on the halfway line. Who then plays it into the centre circle. And Rudiger on the left. Talking about how he might well have been on his way last summer. Rudiger yesterday in the build-up to this game said that he spoke to Jose Mourinho, Karen, about a possible move to Tottenham, but he favoured PSG. But here he is now, an important part of Tuchel's Chelsea team. And Chelsea with it on the right-hand side. Kante gives it back to Ziyech, and then further back to Aspilicueta. Chelsea just knocking it around patiently inside the Atletico half. Then Ziyech's able to get it down. He's looking for the run of James. I think Waddy is going to get there first. Yes, he is. Drew the foul from the Chelsea right back, or right wing back as he is currently. And it's a free kick to Atletico. 0-0 the score.
It's good defending there from Lodi. He's using his experience. You know, James is going to barge into him. Atletico were a 4-2-3-1. That was quite a change and interchange during in the game. So they flit and float in between different formations. But this is the one they're sticking with. And I think they've gone with this because they know that Havertz.
I've just realised I've got it on there, so
And Ziyech will play
might
as
as well
2
put Cold
false
War on.
tens alongside.
So I'm going to be playing that a little bit later on, so might as well put that on. Yeah, I'll be doing some more campaign later. Yeah, this is actually this is actually going to be my last night on it before I go back on Minecraft for a few more days.
Kante goes through the challenge from Jimenez. Then Lodi puts in the challenge on Kante. The ball bounces away, and referee Osata, who was closely placed, says it is a goal kick to Atletico Madrid. Busy night of football again. Feels like every night's a busy night of football. But we have 6 matches in the championship being played tonight, and a goal at Wickham. Jonathan Overend.
Wickham 0, Barnsley 2. Late first goal for Barnsley in the first half. Early second half goal for them. And it's scored by the young American, Daryl DK, who's on loan from Orlando City. Wickham 0, Barnsley 2.
Yes, I saw him play when he came on against Chelsea in the FA Cup. And he's done very well, in actual fact, DK, as have Barnsley.
Continuing campaign tonight.
Chelsea knocked them out of the FA Cup. Drawn 1, won the rest, and 2-0 up tonight. Ishmael's side at Wickham. The other latest scores in the championship: Nottingham Forest 0, Norwich 2, the leaders 2-0 up. Millwall winning 2-0 at QPR. Birmingham City under Lee Boyer winning 1-0 against Reading. Blackburn 0, Bristol City 0, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Huddersfield 0. The latest scores in the championship. Different kick-off times for all of them. First 3 at 7 o'clock. Here is Rudiger at the back for Chelsea. 0-0. So Chelsea still leading through the Giroud goal in the first leg.
I won't be playing this till a bit later on, so I should put it on a bit early.
Giroud, but obviously Thomas Tuchel.
This is my last night on it before I have a 2 days off, and then I'll go back on it again in the next few days.
And I think John, it's because he
So
knows
there
that
we go.
Huddersfield got to come at them and they've got to commit numbers forward, so that will leave spaces. And I think Timo Werner's 2v1, you know, against Jimenez and Savage, and he can get down the sides of him because he's got the beating him for pace. So it's probably a really good tactical bit of prowess from the manager, but you expect that from Thomas Tuchel because he's picked so far in his reign, he's picked everyone game spot on personnel wise.
Chelsea coming forward, a little touch from Werner, then Havertz plays it. Alonso's on the chase, up against Trippier. Alonso gets there first, tried to drive it across, but actually as Trippier slid in, he got it all wrong. He sent it well wide of the near post and behind for the goal kick. But again, there's that potentially dangerous break. And every time Chelsea do that, it's a warning to Atletico Madrid.
It is, and you know, the best form of defence is attack, and that's what probably Chelsea need to do at times. Just keep scaring them so they keep Trippier pushing back because he doesn't want to get too high because he's conscious of the spaces that he vacates.
So this is BBC Radio 5 Live from Stamford Bridge. Current times where we feel very fortunate to actually be inside the football ground for a Champions League match. Zuma playing the ball across the penalty area. And then it comes back to Zuma, who hits it right-footed, long downfield. Ziyech was after that one. Challenge came in on him. Bounce to Rudiger. Rudiger now uses Kovacic. Kovacic, yeah, had a look forward, but decided not to play the ball. Werner and Alonso were both interested, but Kovacic kept it and went infield. Kovacic infield, left to right. Then the ball is played out here towards the left-hand side to Havertz. And now Kovacic. Again, cross-field pass from him to Azpilicueta, and then Ziyech out towards James on the right-hand side. Now Chelsea trying to create some things here, looking for the pass for the run of James, but he was very close to watch by Lodi.
Roman Mendes used the other type drones to attack us, while Macron used bombs to attack neighbours' countries. Also, I like Frank Woods and Alex Mason from both BO1 and BO2. Nice. Yeah, I like them as well. I think they're good. Yeah, I remember that thing that Roman Mendes did. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Okay, I've just realised I've only got 8% left on this.
Left wing effectively taking on Trippier and then turning and giving it back to Ziyech. Ziyech getting it back in the box on the left hand side, the pack penalty area, and it bounces down. And Savage sitting very calmly, just chipping it between the two Chelsea players. And out of play for a throw to the home side, just about level with the edge of the penalty area. In the Championship, Charlie Austin's got a goal back for QPR. Elsewhere in West London tonight, QPR 1, Millwall 2 is the latest score there. That is one of the 7 o'clock kickoffs. We'll see how things have started between Bayern Munich and Lazio in the other Champions League match in a moment. But Chelsea have got this throw that Alonso is waiting to take, which he does to Werner. And then Havertz gives it back. Alonso works it through to Werner, who just stabbed it as the challenge came in. And it went straight behind for a goal kick. So still 0-0 on the night. Meanwhile, John Bennett is watching the pictures from Munich. It is being played in Munich, John, isn't it?
It is, yes, and it's Bayern Munich 0, Lazio 0, so 4-1 on aggregate to the German champions. But credit to Lazio, they're giving it a go. Correa's had a shot wide, and Milinkovic-Savic should have scored with a header. Leroy Sané's had the best effort for Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich 0, Lazio 0.
Yes, I thought I'd better check. I do feel, Karen, that I feel for Atletico Madrid, the fact that they have had to play their home leg in Bucharest, whereas Chelsea are able to play their home leg here at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, definitely. It's a disadvantage for Atletico Madrid, but you know what? I'm just glad it can be played. So I'm thinking selfishly, I'm thinking, great that we've got this game on. So, but if you're Atletico Madrid, you want to play at your home ground, and but it is what it is. This is the circumstance in the world that we're in at the moment.
Absolutely. That's exactly the case. as a result, it was the first time that I missed a full leg of a two-leg try under Simeone. And he's been in charge now, as we hear it, Pete Henson before the game, over 9 years now. However, it was
Yeah, I'm on the fourth mission on campaign.
just a little heavy, that one.
Yeah, playing on the hard and difficulty this time. Yeah, apparently in that campaign, you can only play 5 difficulties in the campaign mode. So the one I'm playing right now is the third one I'm using. So I've got 2 more. I've got 2 more restarts after the one I'm doing right now. Got 2 more restart campaigns, and then after that I'm going to do some of the missions in each difficulty that I've done, but again, so I can do stuff that's different.
Left-hand try gets it back from Havertz. Alonso coming in field, nicely glides around Saul Niguez, plays it square to Azpilicueta. Azpilicueta, as he was looking up, thinking about a shot, immediately closed down. Here he is again, though, Azpilicueta. This time, curls the ball into the penalty area. Savage gets up high for Atletico, heads it out towards the left-hand side, where Havertz is hoping it's going to bounce behind for a throw. In fact, it was kept in by Llorente, and all he succeeded in doing, he prevented the throw, but he kicked it out for a corner. Careless.
I'm sure Simeone will be telling him exactly what he thinks of that, John.
So it's a corner from the left-hand side for Chelsea. 0-0 on the night. Chelsea lining up 4 players this time, one in front of the other, between the edge of the area and the penalty spot. Zuma is there. Rudiger is the furthest back of all of them. Werner's taken up a position right on the far side of the penalty area. Ziyech with the delivery. That's headed away by Suarez and then cleared further away downfield. Atletico had everyone back for that set piece. So Chelsea to field the ball quite easily. Mendy and Kovacic together, and Chelsea will start again.
I was just thinking earlier, John, how important Kovacic and Kante attack now.
Yes, Havertz down the right-hand side, but Jimenez is able to come across and run the ball back from him. Here is Werner back to goal, 30 yards out. Plays it back towards the centre circle. Chelsea have it again on the halfway line.
Surprised that Jack Ham's not joined us yet. He's probably doing his own things. Well, he did say today. He did say that he was going to join us in one of them, but yeah, he might not be now. I don't think. I'm gonna press these buttons, and I'm gonna do the same. Hey, sorry to bother you, but do you know where my mum was born? Where? Bournemouth. And I was born in Sheffield. Yeah, I'm there. And finger line. And I'm gonna press these buttons, and I'm gonna do the same. Hey, sorry to bother you, but do you know where my mum was born? Where? Bournemouth. And I was born in Sheffield. Yeah, I'm there. Yep, we know where that's from. You already know where that's from.
Just arrives at the crucial moment, just went past Zuma brilliantly, really. Kante just arrived to put the child to.
João Felix's first touch was magnificent. It literally kind of disguised it as if it was going to pass, and then he chopped, and then that was it. Then he's on the attack, and he's driving at the back line of Chelsea. He goes past once, and as you said, the main man, Mr. Kante's there to sweep and cover and protect that.
João Felix has scored 10 goals this season. As said before the game, £113 million when he was signed by Atletico.
It's getting cold now. Oh, time for the dressing gown.
Out to James on the right-hand side. James in. Ziyech missed his kick. Turner turns and shoots, but didn't catch it at all. Did it take a deflection? Chelsea are looking at the referee, who's pointing that it's a goal kick. My first impression is that was the right decision.
Yeah, I thought it came off Ziyech as well. I thought Timo Werner cut in. It fell to him.
That's a bit confusing, this dressing gown.
Ziyech, but of course, Chelsea was out for a corner, but the referee was in a good position. I think he had the right decision there and awarded the goal kick.
The Women's Super League, Manchester City now 2-0 up Bristol City. Chelsea winning 1-0 at Everton. Brighton 1-0 at Aston Villa. Birmingham 1-0 at West Ham. Goal kick to Atletico Madrid. More news from St Andrews in the Championship. Michelle Owen.
Yes, John, Birmingham 1, Reading 1. Reading equalised. They've just had a sustained spell of pressure. Birmingham were weathering the storm until Michael Elise whipped in a corner and Jakub Nate, restored to the starting lineup tonight, headed in at the back post. Reading have had far more of the ball and, like I said, just had a very good spell of pressure. They've made it count. Birmingham 1, Reading 1.
And Chelsea now 2-0 upon Everton in the Women's Super League. Bernard Harder with the goal for Chelsea, who Chelsea coming forward here at Stamford Bridge. Alonso tried to reach for that, but Atletico were able to clear it away. And then Kieran Trippier gets right underneath that and sends it towards the halfway line. Atletico, Koke has given that one away to James. Gets it down. He's going to have a goal, but it's wild, it's wide, and it clatters into the seats at the back of the lower tier of the shed stand.
No, but Atletico Madrid have been really poor in possession, giving it away in really, really key areas, giving it away there in a central position, and if it falls to Reece James and he just lashes out. I know we've seen him score some spectacular goals, but that one was a bit wayward.
Zuma has got to be careful here at the back. He is, and he's able to take it away from Carrasco. Then back to Mendy, but Mendy's pass out behind Alonso, who racing back into his own half, can't keep that in, so it's a throw into Atletico down the right-hand side. Kieran Trippier is going to take from a Tottenham man, of course. They're here at Stamford Bridge, takes the throw down into the area. Suarez up against Zuma, plays it off his shins and then bounces it back off Suarez for a goal kick. Suarez looks as though there's been a couple of occasions where...
Come on, guys, let's go to Hot 11. Yeah, let's go to Hot 11. Model history number 3.7 inch at aircraft gun. Interesting. So we're here in this building, and where this guy crosses the bridge. This bridge. You mean tunnel, not bridge.
Wow, so he's just got to concentrate the whole time. Zoom. He's got a big task against him. He's not the top goal scorer in the La Liga for no reason.
Suarez just making a run as you're talking about him, Karen. 34 years old he is now. He scored 18 for Atletico Madrid after his transfer from Barcelona in the autumn, which means that only Messi scored more goals than him in La Liga this season. Ball played forward from the back by Trippier. He's just able to step forward. Trippier then lifts it forward, looking for Joao Felix. Kante is able to challenge him successfully. Rudiger now hoists one forward. Savage is underneath that, and then Jimenez comes across and wallops it away downfield. Diego Simeone is there, just catching my eye as Rudiger loses possession, and here's Suarez taking it down the right-hand side. Rudiger and Suarez shoulder to shoulder. Suarez goes down, sprawling into the area. He's still there with one foot stretched out, and he's on his left knee, palms apart, appealing to the assistant. He's suggesting that there was enough in that for a penalty.
Not for me. I think he knew he wasn't going to beat him in the race. And Suarez kind of pushes his body into him there, and he goes down. And for me, it was good defending. You know, I think he hasn't got probably... He's sharp, Suarez, 0 to 5, but on a bigger distance, I don't think he's got the foot race like he used to.
No, and, that was classic shoulder-to-shoulder defending.
Yeah.
Just eased into him. He went down. But Suarez, as much making a point as anything else. We've seen that so often from him, hasn't it? Make a big point out of that. You never know when it comes to the next decision whether it might have a bearing or not. But certainly there, Rudiger was well within his rights to do that.
It's really good defending. Suarez, he knows exactly where it is. Just uses his strength.
6 minutes left, guys. And then I'll be ending it on this channel. And then I'll be time for the main one.
Suarez still managed to lead into it and almost tried to headbutt him as he moved away. Joao Felix playing it forward. Stretched by
Like I said, I haven't got the exact times for tomorrow's live streams, but yeah, I think they will be scheduled before I go to bed later. So then you'll find out the other times. You'll find out the times.
Zuma got the touch on it, cleared it away. It's out of play for a 3 to Chelsea on the far side. That certainly is a contest. Well, Suarez against.
And I'll be doing that video as well for Friday before I live stream as well.
Coming to beat a little bit too much in the opening period. Now he's thinking, no, I'm going to stay away, and I'm going to be that threat behind. He's constantly trying to run on the shoulder.
We are heading to Eden Camp. Eden Camp, we are heading towards Leeds. So I'm going ahead, and there's the OLE. So see you when we'll see you when you get there, and don't let your kids watch it. Don't let your kids. You did that. Don't let your kids watch it. Yeah, when I nearly stopped it, you were doing that.
Because of the Atletico press, and the ball ends up at the other end with goalkeeper Oblak. And Sunderland are winning 1-0 at Accrington Stanley. And Tranmere also playing tonight, having been involved in the final at Wembley at the weekend. Grimsby, bottom of the league, 0. Tranmere, 0 in the only match in League 2. And QPR have now made it 2-2 against Millwall. Stefan Johansson has scored the second goal. QPR were 2-0 down. Now it is 2-2. 0-0 here. 20 minutes to half time. Here's Suarez trying to find the pass through to Carrasco. And Azpilicueta might have took the arm of Carrasco as he was put through. Certainly Carrasco's reaction was of a man whose arm had been tugged. He went down sprawling. Referee says no penalty.
I think that's a penalty. I really do. They're attacking again.
Yeah, they are. Ball from the right-hand side from Llorente. That's cleared away at the near post. The question is whether VAR will be consulted. The ball's behind. It's a corner to Atletico Madrid. The Atletico players, 4 of them have gone to referee Osato, and I think he's saying that VAR will have a look at it. I think that's the point that he's making. So the corner not being taken just yet. The referee's still walking between the players.
I hope Jack can get on your main channel live stream. Yeah, it all depends. Not sure. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Yeah, we'll have to see. It just all depends of what he's doing, I guess.
For me, my first instinct was it was a penalty, and it was basically a through ball from Suarez, and that's when Azpilicueta plays it back to the goal.
With Jimenez, the final touch was off the Atletico defender's head and behind for a goal kick. So it is still 0-0. Did you have a chance there just to see that replay?
I had a brief look, yeah. Azpilicueta's played it back to Mendy, the goalkeeper. There wasn't enough on it, and he's gone through, and I think he has put an arm around him. Was it enough for the reaction for him to go down in the manner that he did? Probably no, and I think that's why it wasn't given. But look, Azpilicueta, I think, has got away with one there because he's put his arm out. You can't do that.
Enough of a contact. I mean, I've not seen it again. I missed it.
He has put his arm around him, but I think the reaction of the player going down
has counted against him.
Yeah, I do. I think he has put his arm. You just see it now on a replay. He's got his arm around his waist.
He has sort of placed his hand.
Yeah.
As Carrasco tries to go past him. We're looking at it again now.
It's not enough of an arm. His arm's there. He's pulled it back, but it's not enough of a reaction to say or warrant the player going down in the manner that he did. Carrasco.
It's not a pull, is it? He sort of placed his hand on his body, and Carrasco has gone down. Listen, in the modern game, in the game that we have now,
we've seen them given jump.
But also from Carrasco's point of view, players will try it on there.
Well, of course you will, because we saw one with Foden a few weeks back where he was brought down and nothing was given because he was too honest. In that situation, his felt contact has gone down. Was it enough? No, but
that's the right decision.
Yeah, really,
but
it is.
Not to be a penalty. Free kick to Atletico. Forward for Suarez, who stretches for it, but it bounces all the way through. Suarez, arms up, down, slaps his thighs, turns, chunters, then looks at Trippier, then looks back at Mendy, and then walks away.
It's not like Suarez, is it?
No.
To turn around, point the finger and say, give me a better ball.
Yeah.
But no, I think you're right. The right decision was made. There was a little hand on Carrasco, but it wasn't enough. And I think Chelsea will breathe a sigh of relief.
They will. Sheffield Wednesday have scored. Josh Windass has put them 1-0 up against Huddersfield. Sheffield Wednesday have not won under Darren Moore yet. Actually lost their last 7. And now Havertz is shown a yellow card for a challenge in centre field. It's Savage who's ended up on the ground. It's an aerial challenge. 3 Atletico players have gone to the referee. He had the yellow card out immediately there. And Havertz is just having his name taken. But this is when you see Atletico Madrid, as the referee walks away, the 3 players go with him. He's checking to see how Savage is, and Savage is okay. He's on his feet. He doesn't need any medical treatment. Suarez is back there as well, talking away to the referee.